We're here on the Drop Dead Diva set, in between some scenes that you've been shooting, and we're with Josh Stamberg, who plays Jay Parker on the show Drop Dead Diva that's on Lifetime. Tell us a little bit about your character, Josh.
My character is the boss, and he's the bottom line, occasionally hot-headed, lays down the law, playboy, I think it's fair to say. Makes a lot of money, makes a lot of rules, causes a lot of trouble for his employees, but I think in the end is a very lovable fellow.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of viewers would agree, but tell us a little bit about, getting into the role. I mean, he's a lawyer after all. You're not a lawyer, but you're playing one.
No.
And was that ever a passion of yours, maybe to be a lawyer, and how did you get into that role?
Interestingly enough, I just do it strictly through my clothing. Just kidding.
So it's all wardrobe.
It's all wardrobe. Here's what happened. My grandfather was a lawyer. My father was a lawyer. I am an actor. And I guess what happened was I just realized I'd rather pretend than actually go through the arduousness of trying to figure out all of those rules. There's so much to know.
Well, as a lawyer myself, I can tell you that we do a lot of pretending. Most of it is acting, and I'm sure that we'd benefit from studying your performance.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Tell us a little bit about where the character's going this season. What can we expect out of Jay Parker?
In a word, fireworks. I think it's fair to say. Jay Parker comes out at the end of the first season that he's involved with a number of the ladies that are at the firm and elsewhere. And this season what happens is that Kim Caswell and Jay Parker start a little exciting work relationship over a very specific case that, maybe not necessarily physical fireworks, but certainly emotional. I think it's fair to say spiritual fireworks.
Spiritual fireworks?
Spiritual.
Yeah, okay.
Spiritual.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a spiritual guy?
Jay Parker certainly is, in sort of the spirit of money making. Yes, I think it's true.
Well, you have a very famous mother, and it must have been really hard. Susan Stamberg, one of the, I guess, the trailblazers, broke the glass ceiling on radio and that. Can you tell us about growing up in that, with that celebrity, I guess, there? And then I know there's something very special that's about to happen, and you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was, I would know, it's a very particular type of celebrity. She's sort of more like a cultural icon, so a celebrity among public radio listeners.
Part of the intelligentsia, if you will.
Exactly, intelligentsia. So what was amazing was we could be sort of traveling anywhere in the world, and people would turn around and say, "Are you Susan Stamberg?" Because they had that sort of very intimate relationship just by ear, that sort of radio relationship. It's so different from anything else.
Be in the elevator and somebody hear her voice.
We were literally on the tiny island in France, Mont Saint-Michel, in a castle, which is a place where the water rushes in at tide and out, and looking out, watching the tide, and someone heard her talking to me and turned around and said, "Oh, are you Susan Stamberg?" In the middle of nowhere. So anyway, she's the first woman to anchor a national news program, and she is sort of a founding mother at National Public Radio and hosted All Things Considered for about 14 years, then helped create Weekend Edition, and is now a special correspondent, which basically means she has the best job in the world. Anything that interests her in the world, she goes and does a story on it, and her interests run deep and far. So at 2 weekends, she's getting I believe it's her 6th honorary degree from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. There are 6 recipients, one from each school. Hers is from the School of Journalism. One of the other recipients happens to be Barack Obama, as well as Ornette Coleman. So we're going to have dinner with the Obamas and the other recipients the night before, which is a little more exciting than playing Jay Parker.
Yeah, I guess so. And it must be exciting, and I can tell by the twinkle in your eye how much your mother means to you.
Oh, yeah.
And what's amazing is this guy is, he was talking to me before we started, and you can tell he never gets tired talking about his mother.
That's
and
true.
Well, thank you so much, Jay. And Jay?
Yeah, Jay
or Josh. Yes, he's still in character. Thanks so much, Josh.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm Josh Stamberg from Lifetime's Drop Dead Diva, and you're watching The Film Fix.